between the toilet and the bin, having helped itself to bottles on a bottom shelf. Animal Control Officer Samantha Martin transported the suspect for questioning at Hanover County Animal Protection and Shelter, but not before it had a chance to sober up. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury other than maybe a hangover, the animal was safely released back into the wild. That's just to put a smile on your face this morning. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Of course, we have stories that are quite more serious in regards to current affairs. I'll allow John Murunji and Robert Chirabonyonyintono to dig deep into those matters, as long as you've got that smile on your face this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Julie, and good morning to you, our viewers who have decided to accompany us this very morning. It is a happy Thursday, and we are here to inspire you. So focus on the good and let the rest follow. Positive thoughts lead to positive outcomes. And of course, Julie, about Parliament yesterday, at last, Parliament approved the 8 trillion of supplementary budget, the proposal by government to borrow extra Uganda shillings, 8 trillion from external and local commercial banks to fund the 2025-2026 national budget, on top of the 32 trillion Uganda shillings that was approved for borrowing in the same budget, a move that has driven Uganda's budget from Uganda shillings 72.376 trillion to now 78.631 trillion. And this approval has made it one of the largest supplementary allocations passed ever since the amendment of the Public Finance Management Act 2015.
Very interesting. Anyways, Robert, good morning.
Good morning, Julie. I must say I love your hairstyle.
Oh, thank you.
It reminds me of some of the girls when we were in school.
Right.
We used to have those days when girls from Gayaza would come and visit us. And of course, awesome competitions. For us, the interactors, there was a club there. And the girls from Gayaza had hairstyles similar to what you're having.
All right.
So I grew up with a desire for women who have this hairstyle. Because there's a way we respect these girls from Gayaza, and it was almost uniform.
Right.
So when I see a woman having that hairstyle, I see the Gayaza.
I guess it's just memories for him.
No memories. I just like.
You do not have money for taking someone to the salon to play it, and also buy these expensive wigs. Just admit, Robert.
Shots fired. Robert, what have you been looking at?
Now you
Heal
see.
from the shots. Heal from the shots. Let's focus. What have you been looking at?
Find ways of comforting me, because if I'm in a mood and then someone brings verbal artillery, this early morning, it is not that very good. Well, for me, the story that took my day is yesterday, where we saw some of the presidential candidates that petitioned the Electoral Commission over violence that is being unleashed to their supporters. And there was a meeting between the representatives of these candidates and the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Now, they agreed, they had a joint communique, how they are going to move forward.
Okay.
But also something disturbed me when the NUP candidate was in Masaka. He made some comment that I was wondering, what are we up to and where are we in this race?
That was last Saturday.
Last Saturday, when he said, I was in Masaka, but not for the NUP rally, I had gone for some other things. Now, he said, even if I win this election 99%, I'm not going to be declared the winner. Now, yesterday I saw they were represented in this meeting. And I kept asking myself, what are we up to?
If someone is already sure.
What are we up to? Someone is in the race, he's campaigning, people are following. I hope we don't have the likes of Olala Otunu. You know, I'll never forgive Olala Otunu. And that I will say, because I almost lost my job because of Olala Otunu.
Oh. Right.
I was assigned to cover Olala Otunu as a young man in a newsroom, a presidential candidate. I think it was my second presidential or first campaign to cover as a head of a particular candidate, because by then, radio, every candidate had a reporter attached.
Yeah.
About 3 reporters, and there was the head of those reporters. Now, it was my first big assignment, really.
Your biggest beat at the time.
And you know, it was my moment to shine. And guess what happens? I was at the polling station at 6. Said, as the head, the rest will find me here. I left there at 6. I didn't eat lunch. I ate nothing, because every time they kept on asking me, I would say, he has not yet arrived. So that will make sure you don't miss him.
Okay.
At the end of the day, he never voted for himself. He never arrived. I got calls from all corners. My chief news editors, like, if you miss this, you have... Oh, it was the worst day in my career.
Pressure.
Pressure, you know what it means?
Yes.
Like, maybe you went to eat lunch and the man came. I said, but you see, other media houses would have had him at least until I had to buy a radio nearby to listen and follow what other stations are saying, until one declared Oraro Tunu has not voted. I had to tell my editor, Oraro Tunu has not voted.
And they couldn't believe.
And no one could believe. So I hope the things we are seeing today do not bring a time of Ugandans who have given their all, risked even their lives, a particular candidate who believes his being in this race and asking for votes is meaningless.
Right. You know, the story of Olara Otunu brings back to memory, you know, the Baganda saying that Ebyembi bisekirwa. Like, it's a sad, there are these sad events, but sometimes they are laughable. In all honesty, I'm sorry about what happened to you.
I'll never forget that.
And you're now angry again.
Yes.
And forgive and forget. We are glad that you're here with us on Good Morning Uganda. But take us through what we have on the local scene.
Well, the NRM candidate, Presidential Kaguta Museveni, together with the First Lady Janet Museveni, on Wednesday presented his manifesto to the people of Mitoma. Museveni pledged to complete the construction of the electric fence around Queen Elizabeth National Park to prevent wild animals from destroying gardens. He also reiterated his plan to establish an industrial park for Greater Bushenyi region. The Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement, Richard Odong, lauded the Ankole sub-region for overwhelming support extended towards the party. Todong's appreciation comes on the heat of presidential, parliamentary and local government campaigns, where ground support shows NRM still in the lead, including Ankole sub-region. This he said during President Museveni's last rally in Ankole sub-region, held in Lubirizi district, where area leaders assured the ruling party of their support. Over the years, the government has implemented programs aimed at reducing poverty, empowering youth and women, and improving infrastructure. Key initiatives include the parish development model designed to stimulate local economies, the youth lively program, support young people, the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, and Emyoga, among others. Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate Geno Mugisha Muntu began his campaign in West Nile sub-region, covering Adjumani and Moyo districts. The rising number of refugees, poverty and poor service delivery remain the key challenges affecting the two districts. National Unity Platform NUP presidential candidate for 2026, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, promised the people of Amolata and Dokolo that if elected president, he will assure the reconstruction of all major roads in the area. Kyagulanyi also pledged to grant access to affordable electricity and clean water for every household, alongside the establishment of modern markets, free education in schools, and well-equipped health facilities. He urged Ugandans to reject tribal discrimination and embrace unity for national progress. Over the past 2 weeks, security agencies have been forced to disperse supporters of rival camps, leading to several chaotic scenes and, in some incidences, injuries among citizens. The situation compelled some candidates to petition the Electoral Commission, questioning why their supporters are being targeted and treated unfairly. Justice Byabakama thereby held a meeting with the agents of the presidential candidates together with representatives of the security agencies. Byabakama expressed concern over the violence witnessed in recent days and urged both candidates and their supporters to adhere to the Commission's guidelines. He also extended sympathy to those who have lost loved ones or suffered injuries as a result of the clashes. After a closed-door session, which lasted for more than 6 hours, officials from the Electoral Commission, security agencies, and representatives of the political parties, NRM, NUP, ANT, and NPP, among others, developed a joint communique. The Commission outlined the key issues discussed during the engagement. During the same meeting, Justice Byabakama highlighted the Commission's preparedness for the 2026 general elections. The Electoral Commission cautioned candidates against exceeding the official allocated campaign time. Finally, President Yoweri Museveni appointed Brigadier General Richard Tukachungura to lead the reconstituted General Court-Martial refollowing a controversial restructuring of the military court-martial. The reconstitutioning comes after a landmark Supreme Court ruling on January 31st, 2025, which declared that military courts lack judicial competency to try civilians. Brigadier General Tukachungura was formally decorated and is expected to take full charge of the General Court-Martial, overseeing military trials, including high-profile cases with the national security implications. Brigadier General Tukachungura's appointment comes amid increased scrutiny of the UPDF's handling of civilian cases, with observers emphasizing the need to respect the Supreme Court ruling to maintain public trust in Uganda's judicial system. Newly appointed members of the General Court-Martial include Brigadier General Richard Tukachungura, who is the chairperson, Colonel Raphael Mugisha, Judge Advocate, Colonel Silas Kamanda Mutungi, defense lawyer, Colonel Fred Kangwamu, lead prosecutor, and Colonel Aisha Patra, lead prosecutor. In addition, the reconstituted court includes 3 new prosecutors and 12 reserve members, completing the newly leadership team. The appointments were communicated by the President in a letter addressed to the Judicial Service Commission, formalizing the new structure of the Uganda's highest military judicial body. Now, Lady in Yellow, take us through what the rest of the world has.
And of course, from our foreign coverage, we are starting off with the Colombian President Gustavo Petro on Wednesday voiced alarm over U.S. President Donald Trump's threat against Colombia as Washington looks to expand its anti-drug operations in the Caribbean. Petro made the remarks during the inauguration of the new El Tara School University, a flagship education project for the Catatumbo region. Petro stressed the importance of dialogue between nations and rejected what he called the return of barbarism as a form of human relations. We hear President speaking of missile attacks, and we witness the complete abandonment of dialogue, a retreat into barbarism as the basis of relations between human beings, said Petro. A barbarism from which nothing can arise except death itself, and which we must stop. Stop here, stop there, stop everywhere in the world, he added. Now on Tuesday, Trump warned that any country producing or trafficking drugs into the United States is subject to attacks, hinting that Colombia could be added to the list of targets in the land operations he has threatened to launch against drug networks in Venezuela. And then advancing, there is breaking barriers as Botswana has made a historic leap forward this year as its state broadcaster began broadcasting bulletins in indigenous languages. The rollout began on September 29, 2025, during Botswana's 59th independence celebrations. Botswana television aired for the very first time news in Sheikh Galahari, Ikalanga, Shiyeyi, and Naro, in addition to Afrikaans. A major move that recognizes linguistic diversity and restores visibility to marginalized communities. Johanna Martin, an Afrikaans news presenter and editor, said people in her community have welcomed the initiative, speaking on November 28th. The majority are excited that the language barrier has now been broken. They can hear the news, they can listen to the news, and they enjoy the news because now it's reaching them in their own language, and they understand it better, Martin said. Buyani Zongwani, the acting director of the Department of Broadcasting Services, who oversees Botswana Television and Radio Botswana, said that they had launched in just 1 month and added that the major issue here is inclusivity, equality, and diversity. And neighbors here in of Dar es Salaam shared their reactions after the European Parliament voted to suspend financial assistance to Tanzania over alleged human rights violations during the election, a move viewed by many citizens as unfair collective punishment. Residents from low-income households expressed concern that an aid freeze would increase tax burdens and hurt ordinary households, while only those responsible for electoral violence should face consequences. We low-income Tanzanians are the ones who suffer from the suspension of these loans, said local Agnes Furuge. The people who committed wrongdoings should be found and held accountable, rather than punishing all of us. Others strongly backed the government's defiant stance. Supporters of the ruling party noted that Western assistance often comes with political conditions, arguing that African countries should work together to support the continent's development. In my view, the country should govern itself independently. That would be much better. No one gives you a loan without interest, noted local Ramadan Salamo. According to Edison Elisha, a member of the ruling party, it would be good for Africa to be self-reliant because most of the aid from foreign countries comes with negative consequences, hitting out over what he described as the imposition of homosexuality. Now that is it from our foreign meal.
Right, thank you very much, Joan. I imagine the three of us standing up here on Good Morning Uganda and speaking. I don't know which language we would speak out of the many. Uganda is diverse.
Any vernacular language.
Rugbal.
Please start. Please start Rugba.
Rugba.
Yes.
You don't know Rugba?
No, please teach me.
I hope you're not offending our brothers and sisters.
No, it's a language. We had a watchman.
At least I can say thank you in Afrikaans.
Speak Rugba. And I learned those in Kanimini, Madoira, Ngonya, Moke.
Moke.
You see, so
Really?
you're left out.
Anyways, let's have a look at what we have in the dailies this morning. Of course, as always, we are starting off with the New Vision. And the headline there, Power Line, Gangs, Prime Suspect Held. It's good news. Security raids 2 steel companies in Buikwe, Mokono. Now looking at what we have in the picture there on the cover of the New Vision. Uganda is richer than ever before, says candidate Yoweri Museveni. And over 80 tender opportunities in there. Grab yourself that opportunity. Mama Tendo to grace Total Christmas Festival. Ask URA Commissioner General, is pay as you earn paid under employers teen? Chagulanyi promises separation of powers. Muntu to resolve land rows. Also matters economy, oil and gas, government creates fund for local farms. And a series there, when medical waste turns harmful. All of that in the New Vision. Now let's get to the Daily Monitor. Military court back in action. Civilians are once again set to face trial before military courts after President Museveni appointed a new 10-member panel to reconstitute the General Court Martial. And another story to look into, Museveni completes Ankole Trail. And also matters perspective, how dropping Nyerere's vision fueled Tanzania's political crisis. And looking at what the Lizard has to say, why don't they tear gas them? Yeah, of course, police caution politicians on tricky tricky processions, tricky road processions, that is. Now, the other story to look at, Daily Monitor, Health Ministry gets supplementary boost after US withdrawal, and police caution politicians on risky boat processions, not road, but boat processions. And the lizard says, why don't they tear gas them for sure? Anyways, representing the rest of East Africa is the Citizen, and in there the Tanzania police warn of social media campaign promoting December 9 protests. That's what is with the Citizen. Looking at the Daily Nation, how opposition lost Malava and Mbere North. That's the headline there. Contest by elections were billed as a chance for the president's rivals to test their popularity. And of course, as Gachagua stirs up a storm, and looking at Matters crime, witness links priestess to Shakahola by Nzaro cults, and 58,000 more teachers are needed in senior school. Another story, sacred profits inside thriving Holy Communion business. Interesting. And MCS blunder hands Nyaribo easy Senate win. Well, those are the stories we do have for you this morning.
I just want to make a clarification. When I talked about that hairstyle that is normally known by many people as Echina Gayaza or Gayaza hairstyle.
Natural hair.
Natural hair.
Yes.
Well, it is Gayaza has never held any association with a mixed school. They do hold them with single schools.
Single schools, yes.
Yes, so I wanted to clarify that. Yes.
Right, thank you very much, Robert. Good morning, Uganda does continue. Now, the song that you are going to enjoy is a rendition of the late Elishama Wamala, done by Joe Steady. Enjoy the song Viola on this Throwback Thursday. When we get back, we are having a conversation now with the experts on period poverty in Uganda. The first time we had it with just you on the other side, chewing on it and sharing our 2 cents on this matter. But we're having the experts this morning to answer the questions that really ponder on our minds, on your mind. So stay tuned, 0709 602 592. Good morning. Good morning, Uganda. Welcome back from that throwback music. A highlight there, of course, is Mary's Born Child by Bonnie M. Those guys always feature every year, and they are mostly known here in Uganda, that is. And within a few circles that I've been around, that they are called the White Angels, who appear every December. But it's a good morning. Thank you so much for watching the show, but above all else, watching UBC TV. Always means a lot, and a pleasure to always come here this morning and serve you as we inspire Uganda. Now, a very interesting story here. A drunk raccoon found passed out on a liquor store floor after breaking in. Now, just imagine any of the stores here in Uganda, and maybe a monkey, because it's monkeys that are usually within the midst of public spaces or residential public spaces. Imagine a monkey breaking into a store and found drunk. But this time around, it is a raccoon, not a monkey. I just wanted you to just have that imagination. But a staff at a Virginia liquor store got a shock on Saturday when they came into work to find a raccoon had burgled the store, drinking its way through the spirits section. The masked bandit was found passed out in the bathroom between the toilet and a bin, having helped itself to bottles on a bottom shelf. Animal Control Officer Samantha Martin transported the suspect for questioning at Hanover County Animal Protection, and shelter, but not before it had a chance to sober up. After a few hours of sleep and zero signs of injury other than maybe a hangover, the animal was safely released back into the wild. That's just to put a smile on your face this morning. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Of course, we have stories that are quite more serious in regards to current affairs. I'll allow John Murunji and Robert Chirabonyonyintono to dig deep into those matters, as long as you've got that smile on your face this morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Julie, and good morning to you, our viewers who have decided to accompany us this very morning. It is a happy Thursday, and we are here to inspire you. So focus on the good and let the rest follow. Positive thoughts lead to positive outcomes. And of course, Julie, about Parliament yesterday, at last, Parliament approved the 8 trillion of supplementary budget, the proposal by government to borrow extra Uganda shillings, 8 trillion from external and local commercial banks to fund the 2025-2026 national budget, on top of the 32 trillion Uganda shillings that was approved for borrowing in the same budget, a move that has driven Uganda's budget from Uganda shillings 72.376 trillion to now 78.631 trillion. And this approval has made it one of the largest supplementary allocations passed ever since the amendment of the Public Finance Management Act 2015.
Very interesting. Anyways, Robert, good morning.
Good morning, Julie. I must say I love your hairstyle.
Oh, thank you.
It reminds me of some of the girls when we were in school.
Right.
We used to have those days when girls from Gayaza would come and visit us.
But for only 1,000.